The US military says it's taken its first action to defend Israel in this war. The Department of Defense says the Navy destroyer USS Carney was in the northern Red Sea and intercepted multiple cruise missiles and drones which were fired from Yemen, increasing fears of a wider war. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz has the latest from the Red Sea in Eilat, Israel.
Rising tensions after a U.S. Navy destroyer shot down 3 cruise missiles and several drones launched by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. For the first time, the U.S. taking military action to defend Israel. The Pentagon saying the missiles were launched from Yemen northward, potentially towards Israel.
We cannot say for certain what these missiles and drones were targeting, but they were launched from Yemen, heading north along the Red Sea, potentially towards targets in Israel.
These missile launches come as the U.S. is bolstering its firepower in the region, a second carrier strike group soon joining U.S. warships already in the Mediterranean, and additional fighter aircraft also being sent, all meant as a deterrent.
By posturing these U.S. naval assets and advanced fighter aircraft in the region, we aim to send a strong message intended to deter a wider conflict, to bolster regional stability, and of course to make it clear that we will protect and defend our national security interests.
The Houthi rebel leader had just warned the U.S. last week against intervening in the Hamas-Israeli conflict, threatening missile and drone strikes.
Martha Raddatz in Eilat, thank you. I want to bring in ABC News national security and defense analyst and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, Mick Mulroy, for more on this. Mick, thank you for joining us. For those in our audience who are trying to understand the big picture here, just why was this destroyer there in the first place?
So, James, this destroyer is going to be in this region often because it makes sure that the flow of energy via ship does get through all these significant channels in that area. The Houthi movement, also called Ansar Allah, has been part of a bloody civil war since 2014. They are Iranian-backed proxy, so most all of their equipment, especially their advanced weapon systems, do come from the Iranians. So this does look like a part of a larger effort against Israel, likely orchestrated by Iran.
So how seriously should the US take the warnings coming from these rebels? Is this just people taking it upon themselves to act, or is Iran really trying to escalate things in a big way here?
So the Houthis in the past have launched both drones and cruise missiles at other countries in the region, certainly Saudi Arabia and the UAE, and they've fired on our warships before. So they definitely they carry out their threat. So I think that is significant. And I do think that although they are not always doing what the Iranians want, for them to be shooting at Israel, if that was the ultimate target, it's likely that Iran was specifically part of that decision. And it's also important to note they have a lot more cruise missiles and a lot more drones that can reach Israel. So this could be just a part of the beginning of a larger effort against Israel to try to open up yet another front.
Do you think there's a chance that these enemies of the United States in this region are waiting for Israeli Defense Forces to go in to Gaza, and then that means that they can start moving in a bigger way against American interests across this region?
So, James, I think that's a good question, because that would be the most opportune time, right when they commit a bulk of their force, their main effort going into Gaza, which it looks like they're prepared to do, the IDF. Then if they opened up another front in the north, and then they started lobbing cruise missiles, which are very destructive, toward Israel, which of course will take up their defense systems, that would be an opportune time for them to have the most impact against the IDF and cause them the most tactical dilemma, if you will, if they did it at that time.
Feels like we're on the edge of something really serious here, Mick. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.